Sacrificing his body to the Black Flames, he went forth to fight Ovathrax in a one-on-one. While we have no idea what happened to his body, we do know that Ovathrax herself was defeated. Was it burned up? Were his frequencies absorbed by the Threnodian of War? Or did he simply become disillusioned and leave everything behind? The truth is, if Geshu Lin was still alive, then we'd probably know it. Geshu Lin more than likely died fighting Ovathrax, and in the process of overclocking had his frequencies connect with Ovathrax to some degree. When Ovathrax was resurrected, I believe that she also resurrected Geshu Lin as her Threnodian resonator. Why do I think this? Well, let's lay out the pieces on the table and let's see from here. Firstly, we have no evidence for Geshu Lin living, and in terms of Geshu Lin dying, the only evidence that we have is that he's not around anymore. This means that practically anything can be done with his character from a writing point of view. Secondly, Geshu Lin's phantom in Act 6 seemed semi-sentient and aware of things going on, as opposed to just being a conjuration of the past. Remember, these phantoms of the past include the tacit discords being fought, which became cemented into reality due to the Retroact Rain. Thirdly, we have the Retroact Rain itself. When combined with Ovathrax's power, it can be used to essentially create a never-ending and undying army that feeds off the corpses and weapons of the fallen. Fourthly, everyone and everything are made up of frequencies. Ovathrax is the embodiment of war, but Dreamless speaks of her mother and weapons in general, not just swords. This means that if something is strongly associated with war, such as a sword, axe, or gun, that it can benefit Ovathrax in some way. Emotions and frequencies help determine what something is to humanity. Geshu Lin? Well, Geshu Lin was essentially a weapon of war against Ovathrax, treating soldiers like weapons to throw away at the enemy, rather than as people with lives. Let's also consider how these phantoms come into being. There's nothing outright dictating that it happens instantaneously or over a period of time. The phantom could have been specifically used to mentally weaken Jian, while being in the process of Geshu Lin's creation. In fact, Jian's memories of him, as well as the feelings and emotions, could have actively aided in the resurrection of Geshu Lin. What is war? War is not just a mindless slaughtering and violence. War takes place in many forms. It is conflict on a large scale. Strategy, tactics, weapons, dialogue, geography, tools, they can all be aspects of war. There is nothing suggesting that Ovathrax cannot be a strategic nor tactical individual. She did retreat at the end of Act 6 after all. Let's also remember that Zhenzhou was founded by Rover, meaning that for all intents and purposes, Ovathrax has always been on the back foot due to having to contend with someone who commands sentinels, and individuals such as Geshu Lin who defeated her outright. Additionally, the Retroact Rain began roughly 3 years ago and can be seen as a weapon created by Ovathrax, making her more strategic. We have never seen the Retroact Rain used successfully unless Ovathrax was involved in using it. There's another theory out there called Geshu Lin is Scar. However, this is based on two main realities. Scar and Geshu Lin are both fusion, and they have a tacit mark in the same place. There is, however, a third reality most are unaware of, and that's that Camellia is an artificial resonator and was likely created by the Fraxidus. Combined with Frolova's ability to control tacit discords and even affect Rover, at least their vision, then it isn't far-fetched to say Scar was created from Geshu Lin's near-death body. However, they have different color flames and resonate with something completely different. Scar resonates with the cars that he creates, and Geshu Lin resonates with the black flames, very specifically. As far as we're aware, you can only suddenly gain a forte, but you cannot change your forte once you have it. While both are interesting theories, I believe that Geshu Lin being the Threnodian resonator would be a better point from a storytelling standpoint, as it allows for more avenues with little work and effort, but also the fact that it can raise the stakes. Normally in games, resurrection is only for your allies and team, but what happens if the enemies have it and you don't? This means no matter how many times you kill someone, they could come back so long as Ovathrax is alive. This is real presence and power without ever having to show the fact or ability, much like Handsome Jack yelling in our ear all throughout Borderlands 2. While it might be possible that Tethys can recreate someone, it is impossible for someone to be brought back, as far as we're aware. Only Ovathrax can do this. However, what do you all think about this? Do you believe that Geshu Lin could be the Threnodian Resonator? Or do you think that he's out there somewhere else, fighting some other battle? There are many theories that can be applicable to him, but this is the one that I find the most probable. And if you find any holes in my theory, then don't hesitate to let me know in the comments section down below. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.